Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be going over a bunch of the little pieces of news that are happening in War Thunder right now. This includes some changelogs, also some events that are going on, and as well some data mines. So this is kind of a video which is going to smash in everything. As a personal note, I just want to say thank you basically to you guys. Because of your support, I've been able to purchase a 3070 Ti, so that's what we're running in the machine right now. One of the problems with Gertrude, who is my PC, is we didn't have a backup graphics card, so if something fell apart on it, then we were kind of screwed. Now we do, so it should be plain sailing going forward as always. So thank you for the support over these years, and let's continue it, and let's get into the news. So the first piece is for International Women's Day, and International Women's Day, you can get yourself the 8th of March pinup, and all you have to do is play 3 battles in vehicles of rank 3 or higher, and you can get it. This is between the 7th of March, so it should be available right now, and also the 9th of March, GMT. So you basically got a few days to be able to get it, but yeah, all you have to do is play 3 battles, and you can get this really cool pinup. There's also a really nice, I suppose you call it, background to go with it as well, if you are interested in that. There was also a changelog today for update 2.13.0.165, which mainly had just sound fixes in it. Now, we've had a lot of sound fixes over the years, and it seems like we're going to continue to have sound fixes. The most recent set of them, once I jiggled around with some of my sound settings, I think was a decent amount of improvement over the ones that we had before. Still nowhere near perfect, but better, at least at mid-tiers. At high tiers, it's a cluster when it comes to actually hearing stuff and being able to determine where threats are coming from. But the changes are as follows. So the engine sounds for enemy aerial and ground vehicles now have a higher priority than allied vehicles, which is good, so you'll be able to hear them better. The track sounds on enemy vehicles now have a higher priority than allied vehicles as well. So once again, you'll be able to hear the enemy more than your allies. I think this is good, since you have the visual way of knowing where your allies are by looking at the map. The engines for enemy and allied vehicles sound quieter as the engine speed decreases. An idling engine will again sound significantly quieter than a vehicle in motion. This is good. This is how it should be, and it also means that you won't get your ears blown off when you're on the airfield. The volume of hits from low-caliber rounds from 20mm to 37mm around the listener have been significantly decreased. Such sounds might previously have been identified as machine gun fire or just crackling. One of the vehicles that was incredibly loud when it came to the sound updates was the Tunguska. If you ever faced a Tunguska while before they did this change, it sounded like hell hath no fury. It was insane, the sound which came out of that thing. It was quite terrifying, actually. But it looks like now they've lowered it, so that's quite good. I still hope that the sounds from aircraft when trying to listen to ground vehicles firing upwards is a little bit better. That's one of the things that I would personally pick, but I think the sounds overall have been improved recently. There was also a data mine from Zabi, which is once again talking about some of the events, and it looks like they're going to be bringing them back. Obviously, with War Thunder being in its 10th anniversary, I wouldn't be surprised if for April Fools they bring back all of the old events when it comes to it, instead of doing a new one, especially due to the world condition at the moment. So there was a bunch of changes for the football event. That wasn't specifically an April Fool's event, but it was a fantastic event, and I remember having a really good time in it, so I really hope they bring it back. But basically what they've done is they've brought back the decorations, the silver ball, boot, and glove, and they've also re-added the unlock conditions for the goal scored, assist made, and goal scored and assist made. So I'm hoping that they bring this back so people can have fun in it. And the special Sheridan's flags are now invisible, and their BRs are also hidden, and the flags are hidden for the maps as well. So we'll have to see what goes on with them. Also, Tailspin is getting getting some changes as well. So the slide duck once again uses work in progress images, and also the progress that you had in 2021 for the unlock requirements will not carry over right now, at least and they've also bumped up the amount that you need. So basically the wind screech, you need 15 instead of 10, and on the high end, the slide duck, you need 300 instead of 250. So if they bring back these events, they're going to be a little bit tougher to be able to get through. But I really, really, really enjoyed the both events, especially tank football. I really wish I could have actually ran a bunch of tank football tournaments and stuff through the YouTube channel and Twitch channel, but unfortunately every time I asked it was not available because they actually had to add the stuff to the files. Maybe it'll actually work now. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll see what I can do with it, but yeah, I am looking forward to it if the event comes back. Another thing that keeps going on is people won't stop talking about politics, and this is kind of an additional thing on top of the normal news. So certain areas of the forums, such as the Rumor Roundup thread, which is one of the more popular areas of the forums because people can just guesstimate what's going to come and just talk about random rubbish. It's basically become more of a general chat than what it's actually more designed for. And the problem is people keep using it to talk about current events in the world, such as the Ukraine-Russian war. And the problem with doing this is, Gaijin have said many times, that they want to stay out of conversations like that, which is why they keep disabling stuff, and that thread itself has been locked twice because of complete idiots. And it's also making Gaijin's point that maybe you shouldn't have chat because people are dumb and they are doing stupid things every single day. Even when it comes to the Reddit or even when it comes to other social media platforms, you have people who are doing stupid stuff, such as instead of typing in the chat F Putin, because, you know, they obviously can't, even though there is a workaround, I'm sure it'll be destroyed pretty soon because it looks like a bug. People are instead writing it with SPAAs because we're all children, instead of, you know, talking about things in the relevant place. One of the problems that I'm seeing at the moment is a complete lack or disregard of actually doing stuff in the proper places. When it comes to video games are not the platform to be able to push your own personal political ideas, right? I remember 5 to 10 years ago when a bunch of game developers got literally raked over the coals for doing stuff like this, for inserting their specific politics into games and actually being attacked for it. And now that we're seeing the other side of the spectrum, where basically the vast majority of people, at least in the Western world, are on one side of this idea. We're seeing people push politics into everything and also justifying very, very heinous stuff. And I'm getting super sick of it, especially when it comes to a video game. There are platforms for you to be able to voice your opinion on these things that are literally designed for these things. This actually reminds me of something that we had on the Tech Hub and still have on the Tech Hub. So on the Tech Hub, we have tons of different channels. We have general channels and then we have more specific channels. One of these channels was the meme channel. We still have the meme channel. I think it's been wiped maybe once by accident, but it's still there and people still post on it in an hourly, if not minutely basis, it feels like. And when it comes to the channel itself, during a certain individual's presidency in the US, people decided to use it more as a discussion channel. And the thing is, there's a lot of Discords out there which ban political talk because of the disagreements that runs into people. When it comes to the Tech Hub, as long as you stay inside of the Discord's rules, the moderators don't really mind if you want to talk about political things, There's no issues with it, at least from what I've seen. But the one thing that kept happening over and over and over and over again is there was a certain subset of people, maybe 30, 40, 50 people, who needed to use the meme channel to talk about politics. And they were told many times, over and over and over again, if you want to do this, just move up 2 channels and all of you guys can talk in that channel, which is a general channel and it's designed for being able to talk about anything. But they wouldn't do it. So people started getting banned because they were using the channels for the wrong purposes. And they started getting muted. And then there was people going on about the fact, oh, this is unfair. Why can't we just have like an extra channel, which is like a politics channel? Because none of you would use it because you're using the meme channel. Because for some reason, you're stuck in the mindset you have to use this channel to be able to talk to people. Even though if it took you 2 seconds to move over to another place, you could literally do it with no hindrance at all. But there's this weird, like, psychological thing about fighting the power, and also, this is my ground, this is not your ground, and this stupid, childish, dumb stuff which goes on. And we're seeing it in War Thunder now, of all things, and I'm just seeing repeats of it. And to be honest with you, it's a bunch of the same people. Brats who don't seem to understand that there are proper channels to talk about these things, and instead they're using other areas to be able to talk about these things because they're either idiotic, or they're trying to annoy people, or they are literally just dumb. And I haven't worked it out yet, and eventually I will after talking to some of them. But my God, this whole thing is so stupid. There are so many places on the internet right now to talk about these things. It's pretty much the only thing that everybody is talking about because everything else is getting shut down right now because of the thing, right? It's super annoying, and just go to those places to talk about these things. It's not hard to do. It's super simple. Stop being idiots so we can actually start enjoying things again, right? So they can start opening stuff up, because they're not going to, start releasing, new dev blogs, and they're not going to give you chat back in the game if you're just going to keep talking about political stuff, you absolute morons. Get your shit together. I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Merciless Reaper, Jerry Provolt, Mega Dino King, Professor X1718, Orangetail, Sakoshi Tiger, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Eugens Terry, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, Moxie, B. Young, and Derek R., Barine, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.